Hello, back with another video. This will be quick. I was just looking into some things. I seen some things on YouTube, and so I'm kind of being a little nosy. I admit it. This one will be different. I kind of want to take a look at somewhat of the takeoff situation. I just seen some things, with the video that Quavo dropped. A lot of people think that it's referring to Offset. Some people say referring to Jay Prince. And I got my own little intuition feelings about it. And I'm going to just take a look at the cards. Let's just clarify it. Clear the air. I'm going to do this a couple times because I don't have a good lighter. So I don't want this to blow up in my hand. The cheap lighter. So again, I just want to take a little look into that song. And this does not want to light. Bringing in good vibes, clearing out the negative. Bringing in the good vibes, clearing out the negative. I watch a lot of YouTube, and that's one of the things I kind of been looking at and have my own assumptions of it. So I'm going to check it out. I'm also going to light my white candle. Here it is. So let's just jump right in. Let's be a little nosy. Show me the cards I need to see. Show me the cards I need to see. I want to see the energy behind Quavo's song. So I noticed that a lot of people feel like that this song pertained to Offset, and that whatever little beef they have going on amongst each other, that it was kind of like a diss track. And so I listened to the song 2 times, and I really didn't see like the diss in the song for it to be going towards Offset. Although I heard like a lot of things, words being used, the same words that J. Prince Sr. used. Things like fake and snake. So when I take a look at this and I listen to the words that Quavo used, I see him saying, I think he addressed the public, when it came down to not starting, continuing Migos with Offset. I think what he's saying in such a drastic change and the death of Takeoff, without him, there is no Migos. And so he wouldn't team up with Offset to continue Migos, even if him and Offset was to ever be able to do music again. If they ever, settled their differences, there is no more Takeoff. The transition has happened. And so without Takeoff to Quavo, Takeoff made the group. So there is no group without him. And that's not taking anything away from Offset, as, he considered them the greatest, all three of them, as a tribe. He showed his chain, Offset on there. So I think more so that's paying homage opposed to dissing him. But the balance is Offset. Well, not Offset the person, but the balance is Offset. It's unbalanced without Takeoff. So he will not continue to do a duo with Offset or bring anything, any music out as the Migos without Takeoff. Everybody was expecting him to talk and come out and say some things, because J. Prince Sr. came out and said that, Quavo will verify everything that he's saying that happened that night that was so tragic, that pretty much Quavo understands. And the delay in that conversation and the delay of Quavo coming out to speak is because he does not agree with the things that J. Prince said. He is ready for the fight. He coming in strong. He coming in ready, and it won't be no conversation that he's having with the public to try to tell the public what is going on behind the scenes. But you will not hear Quavo come out and say he agrees with what J. Prince is saying. Right now, he is really hurt, and the fact that they are taken up for the person or persons who ended Takeoff's life, he feel that that's fake energy. He feel that that's deceit. Like in his song, he said he can't look back because that's dangerous. And all these swords and all these people is coming at him. J. Prince Sr. is trying to hold things over his head. It's basically like telling them, you gonna speak, you gonna take our side, or there's gonna be consequences. Something is gonna happen behind that if you don't. So it's like having his hands tied behind his back is the reason he don't speak at all, because then that way he doesn't have to verify his words. He doesn't have to use words in order to take action. But this is somebody that is very deceitful. He feel like things went on behind his back. Something that happened in that bowling alley that day was, I'm trying to look for the right word to say. there was some measures and some things taken where when Quavo felt disrespected, it wasn't just disrespected by the words that the young man was speaking to him during the argument. Something else happened that was like deceitful. And Quavo picked up on it. He's letting the world know today he stands on his own. Entrepreneurship. He's going to continue to make music. He's going to continue to work with the industry. He's going to continue to take care of his family. But he's saying itself right now. That's all that he can think about as far as business goes, as far as, continuing to rap or anything else that he might do, is that he's figuring out how to do it on his own. He feels as though a lot of people that was involved with his situation were snakes anyway. They wanted to see him struggle. Dividing people that actually work with him. And it could be the divide between him and Offset, but it could also just be a divide in the industry, with his money. The ways in which he was going to make it, giving him ultimatums like, if you don't do things a certain way, we'll leave you out in the cold. He's not bothered. He's not bothered at all. He ready for the fight. He feel as though he is the greatness. He's going to continue the legacy of Takeoff. And I don't believe that we will be hearing anything from him that says he sides with J. Prince Jr. on the way in which things took place that night. There was no loyalty in Quavo's eyes. He feels as though people who called him his brother, his friend, looking at Senior like a father figure, turned his back on him. They did it to save somebody else. I know a lot of people wanted to see him come out, and really talk about this situation because he dropped videos and he dropped tributes and he never really shared, what happened that night, but he doesn't have to. It's not up to him to share with the public. And the way in which he's mourning this, it's hard to talk about. That's why he does it in his music. Every time that somebody talks about this with him, he's reliving it. And it's a situation he can't go back and change. So you won't be hearing Quavo publicly speak about this no time soon. The best thing for Quavo to do is just keep quiet and let it play out how it plays out. And to be quite honest, and it's my personal opinion, I don't think it's much he could tell as far as what actually happened and who did it. His back was turned. And we clearly saw that on the video. Yeah, he definitely won't be speaking out. It's too overwhelming. This death was too much on the plate. This was like the last straw. His only intentions is to just move forward. do better, choose wisely, or get out of that rocky water that he was in, which is probably the people that he were around. He's switching that up and he's changing it. To continuously talk about this death is to continuously relive it, and the hurt is unbearable. Some days it's hard. He's looking for strength to continue to move forward. We see him in the songs, and it looks like to us that he's all good, but he's hurting. He's hurting in a way that, like, this in a reverse, like, he loses desire. But it's because of Takeoff and the situation, his death, his transformation, that he will not let him die in vain. Like, he will continue. Rapping was Takeoff's dream. And as an entrepreneur, Quavo will continue that dream, and he will allow Takeoff to live through him. He's cutting out all the fakes and the snakes, as he said it in his song. Y'all turned y'all back on him. Y'all left him out in the cold. And although everything seems unbalanced because he can't believe that this actually happened, he ready for the fight. And he got the money. So it's like, bring it on. There's people who will back him. There's people who also have the money to help him continue to go forward. This is one loss that he's going to hold on to in the upright. But this is one loss that caused so many delays in his life, because he loved that boy so much that it's unbearable. It's so overwhelming. He can't let it go. I'm going to leave that right there. I believe in that song. He's addressing some of the things that J. Prince Sr. said, because although he had a certain type of love for them, this was too much. It took the cake. It wasn't supposed to happen. And somewhere, like I said, there was some deceit before the argument, which caused everything to go left. And that concludes the reading on Quavo's song. Who was he addressing? I don't believe that that was Offset. And of course, everything is alleged. You decide what you think. Take a look at his video. It's awesome. Peace.